I had been waiting to get, oh my god. Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm here with a book haul. So this enormous stack of book mail came today, and I had been waiting to get, oh my god. We have problems. Okay, hold on. Let me put this down. Among them was my Book of the Month YA affiliate package, and I had been waiting for this, so I figured since it is now here and I have this huge stack and some time, let me go ahead and film a book haul and unboxing of all of the many packages that came today. Like, everything decided to come on the same day, so it seemed like the right day to do this. Yeah, so I have some books behind me that I've been hauling, some that were sent to me for review, some stuff I purchased on my own, some packages to unbox. It's gonna be a good time, guys. But start off, let's talk about Book of the Month YA. So this is my third month as a affiliate for Book of the Month YA. Thank you so much to them for asking me to be an affiliate. It has been a really fantastic experience. As you guys know, I have been a subscriber to the adult version of Book of the Month Club for a while now, and I really enjoy it. I do pay for that every month. But Book of the Month YA is their new version that is all YA books, and they have some really, really fantastic picks. I am particularly excited about the September picks, which you're about to see here in just a moment. But in case you're wondering, being an affiliate means that they do send me this box for free every month, and I do have a link in the video description down below that you guys can use. In full disclosure, an affiliate link does mean that if you use my link to sign up for Book of the Month YA, I do make a commission off that. That is true of any of the other Book of the Month Club YA affiliates that you might see if you use the link. We make a small commission, which if you're at all interested in it, please feel free to do that. And if you want to use my link, that helps out a lot, which is amazing. If you're not interested, no big deal. But if you want to do it, you can get your first book for $9.99 using the code that is in the video description down below. Book of the Month Club is a monthly book subscription box. You have 5 selections that you can choose from. It is $15 a month, including shipping, for a new release hardcover book, which I think is a pretty good deal. And if you're not interested in any of the titles, you can skip. I have had the question of, if I am already signed up for the Adult Book of the Month Club, can I also sign up for the YA box? And the answer is yes. You should be able to go to the website and sign up for this one as well if you are interested. I personally really love some of the books that they're choosing. This month has some really great options. So let's go ahead and open this up, and I will show you guys what I picked for this month. Spoiler warning, it is a book that I have already read in ARC form and loved. In fact, it was a favorite of the year for me. There it is, guys. Let's open it. Oh, this is so pretty. Oh my gosh. This edition is gorgeous. Okay. Hold on. This will be going on my favorites shelf. Here we go. It is The 10,000 Doors of January by Alex E. Harrow. I love this. I have my ARC up there. This will be replacing it. Also, I love this. Like, the color they chose for the Book of the Month thing on the side is perfect. This is beautiful. Let's look at the naked book. Oh, so purple. Oh, I love it. It's so pretty. Guys, I absolutely loved this. This is a debut fantasy novel that is a blend of historical fiction and portal fantasy. I loved it. I want to check out my Goodreads, which is linked down below. I do have a full review of this, and I did talk about it in my wrap-up last month. But look, it's so pretty. I love it. It's so beautiful, and I just really, really loved this book, so I'm really excited that this was one of the options. I will put a picture here, too, of all of the other options for September if you all are interested. There's some really, really top-notch ones, so yay! So if you're interested, if you want to use my link, it is down below. There's a code. You can get your first book for only $9.99, including shipping, and I make a small commission off of it, which is amazing if you choose to do that. Okay. Moving on, I'm gonna talk about some of the books that I have over here, and then we will do some more unboxings. First up, I have some books that were sent to me for review this month, and you probably have already seen these if you watched my September TBR, because all 4 of these books are on my September TBR, which I will link up above if you have not yet seen it. The first one is called Her Crown of Fire by Renee April. This is a debut novel coming out in November. The author, I think, is Australian, and she had reached out to me and asked if I'd be interested in reviewing this. I said yes, it sounded really, really interesting. It has blood magic and a female-female romance, and secrets. So thank you so much to the author for sending me a copy for review. I'm looking forward to reading this. I plan on getting to this either in September or in October at the latest, so that you guys will have my review before it releases in November. Let you guys know what I think. Next, I have a book that I need to actually pick up and read pretty soon because I'm actually going to be on the BookTube tour for this book. That is Demon in the Whitelands by Nikki Z. Richard. So this is coming out through Month 9 Books. They also put out Nellium, which I had read and reviewed a few months back and had pretty mixed feelings about, but it was interesting. And I decided I wanted to try something else by them. They're publishing speculative fiction for YA audiences. And this one, I don't remember exactly what it's about, but I know it involves some like creepy religious things and a character who is gender fluid. I want to say its own voices for the queer representation, but I'm not sure exactly. So I'm very interested to read this one. I don't like, what is the story about? I don't know. It's about the son of a devout cleric, and there's demons and oppression, and I don't know. It sounded interesting, so I'm gonna give it a try and I'll let you guys know what I think. Then I was sent 2 books for review from Quirk Books, and they sent me finished copies, which I really appreciate. They're beautiful. The first one is coming out October 1st. This one is called McTrump, a Shakespearean Tragic Comedy of the Trump Administration Part 1 by Ian Dosher and Jacobo de la Quercia. This should be very entertaining. I have read a few other things by Ian Dosher and really enjoyed them. He does mashups of Shakespeare with other things like Shakespeare and Star Wars, Shakespeare and Mean Girls. And now, of course, this is a mashup of Macbeth and the first 2 years of the Trump administration, so I'm really curious to see where it goes. I expect it will probably be very entertaining. So again, that one is coming out on October 1st, and I have that from Quirk Books. And then they also sent me this beautiful book. It is hardcover. This is called Monster She Wrote, The Women Who Pioneered Horror and Speculative Fiction by Lisa Kroger and Melanie R. Anderson. This sounds really interesting. This is a nonfiction book, and it's coming out in September, let me check, September 17th. It's really beautiful, and I just think this sounds really interesting. Look at those end papers. The end papers are so pretty. So it's got like little sections on all of these different women, some of whom are well known, like Mary Shelley, who wrote Frankenstein, but other women as well who were pioneers in this genre, and so it just sounds super interesting. So I'm going to be hopefully reading and reviewing all 4 of those in September, maybe October if we have to stretch it a little. Barnes & Noble has started doing this thing, I think it's once or twice a year. It's their hashtag book haul sale, where a whole bunch of books are 50% off, and it's a really, really good deal. And there were a bunch of YA titles that were included in this. So I ended up picking up 2 hardcover, and these are both YA titles that I had on my wish list, and they were only $9.50, which I thought was a good deal. And I just realized I accidentally tore the dust jacket a little bit of one of them. This is sad. Oh well, it's my own fault. I should have been more careful. This is Girls with Sharp Sticks by Suzanne Young. This was one of my favorite books of the year, although like there's been mixed reviews of it. Not everyone likes it that much. I really loved it. It's like a super feminist YA thriller that deals with sexual assault and gaslighting and gender stereotypes, and I really, really loved it. Look, I did that. It's okay. I'll tape it. It's gonna be fine. But I had been wanting to buy a copy. I just didn't want to pay full price, and so for $9.50, I was very happy to pick this up. I really like the spine of that, so yay. And then the other book that I picked up, I should have read this by now, and I haven't, but I'm assuming that I'm gonna love it, so I bought it. This is Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nyen. The second book is coming out soon. I do have ARCs of both of them. I know. I swear I'm gonna read this really soon. I have the audiobook downloaded right now. It is really beautiful. Like, look at that naked hardback. It's stunning. And this is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, so it has like an annotated scene in it. This is a queer YA fantasy that also deals with like sexual assault and is apparently pretty dark, but I feel like I'm probably gonna love it, so I bought that. So I got both of these during the Barnes & Noble book haul sale, so they were $9.50 each, which I thought was a really good deal, partly because they were half off, and then I also had my membership discount, which is an additional 10%. You might have seen that I recently did a unhaul where I unhauled a whole bunch of books, and I took a giant bag of those to donate to one of my local indie bookstores that is a nonprofit organization where all of the proceeds go to a really good cause. So I took a bunch of those books over there to donate them. And of course, while I was there, I looked around and I did purchase 2 books. Again, it all goes to a good cause. These are also books that had been on my wish list. One of them I have read. But this is The 100,000 Kingdoms by N.K. Jemisin and The Kingdom of Gods by N.K. Jemisin, books 1 and 3 in the Inheritance trilogy. I have read book 1. I really liked it a lot. I plan on continuing. I do want to own all of N.K. Jemisin's books eventually. This one was $8 and this one was $7, which I just thought was pretty fantastic. So I'm really happy to add those to my collection, and for such a good price too, because they're not books that you usually see for quite so cheap. So that was really awesome, and all of the money is going to this nonprofit, which I think is great. And then lastly, before we get to the whole bunch of unboxings that I've got to share with you, I have a few books that I picked up at my other local indie bookstore, The Strand, which I go to a lot. This month, while some of the books that I took and donated to Housing Works, which is where I purchased those other books, I took some other books and sold them for store credit to The Strand. And so with that store credit, I purchased the books that I'm about to show you, plus I think I paid like $10 or something for these. So very happy. The first one is one I've been meaning to pick up. I'm very excited to get to it. This is Tessa Dare's newest book, The Wallflower Wager. This is the final book in the Girl Meets Duke series, which I have really been enjoying, and a lot of my friends have been giving this book 5 stars, so I'm really excited about it. I'm not sure what the tropes in this one are, but Tessa Dare is just really fun. She does entertaining, light historical romance that's usually pretty enjoyable. So I picked that one up. It was, oh, and this one was half price. It was only $4. I picked up another romance book that I have read and have been meaning to own and add to my shelves. This is by another favorite author, probably one of my all-time favorite romance authors. It is An Extraordinary Union by Alyssa Cole. I love Alyssa Cole. I rave about her a lot. I love her Reluctant Royals series. It's one of my favorite contemporary series. But this is the first in her historical series that is set during the Civil War, and I really, really loved this a lot too. And I found a used copy for $7.50, and it's beautiful too, like really, really beautiful. So adding this to my Alyssa Cole collection, I really need to continue on in the series. I've only read the first one, and I gave it 5 stars. I really loved it. So at some point, I'm hoping to pick up the next 2 books in the series as well. Then, in books that I have already read, I picked up a finished copy of His Hideous Heart, edited by Dahlia Adler. I actually was part of doing a giveaway for an ARC copy of this book recently. I really enjoyed it. I gave this one 4.5 stars. It is 13 short stories by YA authors inspired by the works of Edgar Allan Poe. And the first half of it is those stories, and the second half of it is the original stories. I really, really enjoyed this. I love it as a project. Dahlia Adler is local to New York, so I might actually go to the signing for this. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick up a finished copy. It's really beautiful. It's a cool book and one that I'm happy to have. So yeah, and it was half price. So yay. And then my final purchase is one that I'm hoping to get to this month since I didn't get to it in its release month, but this is one of my most anticipated books for the year. It is the sequel to one of my favorite books of last year. This is Wild Savage Stars by Christina Perez. It is the sequel to Sweet Black Waves, which was inspired by the story of Tristan and Isolde. Super dark and witchy and feminist and awesome, and I loved it a whole lot, and so I'm really excited to continue on with the series, and I found a finished copy for half price also. That's why I love The Strand, guys. It's so good. So here you go. Also, it's beautiful. All right, moving on. I have a whole bunch of packages to open. Some of these, I have a few from Amazon, and actually, I think I know what these are. I think these are actually books that I technically partially bought for my husband. In fact, here we go. Here's an Amazon package. Let's open this up. I think this is probably one of the books. So my husband is usually not much of a reader, but he recently has gotten into the Witcher books. He had played the Witcher video game, and he has just been like plowing through the books. He read the first 2 short story collections. He's currently like more than halfway done with Blood of Elves. I think it's like over on our table over there. So we needed to get the rest of the series that we were missing. So we have Time of Contempt, which is book 2. And then of course, because Amazon isn't doing great things for the environment, I think like all of the books are in separate packages. So let me just find all the Amazon packages here. Uh-oh. Hi, Joe. Yeah, I'm still filming. Yeah.
Alright guys, time to go take a bath.
Bye, go take a bath. I'll see you soon. Okay, so here is the next one, and this is, I'm doing this in order, go me. Book 3, Baptism of Fire. Let's find the other, here's the final Amazon package. I think I already had like 5 that I picked up somewhere, so this should be Book 4, The Tower of Swallows. All right, so there we go. We have those three, they were all on sale as well, so I think all three of them was like $40, which is better than usual, so I went ahead and bought those. So these are going in my book haul, but technically I bought these for my husband. I do want to read these also though, because I know the show is coming out. I read the first book and I liked it, and then I just kind of never continued on with the series. But my husband is like eating them up, so I clearly need to get into them. So yeah, we now have the rest of the series. All right, then I'll like take things with my address off these packages. Okay, then we have a package that came in from Hachette. Let's see what we have here. Oh, yay! Okay, so this I think is from the novel. This is for review, A Match Made in Mehendi by Nandini Bajpai. I'm excited about this. It says it's for, oh, my children are yelling. It says it's for fans of When Dimple Met Rishi, which I really enjoyed. This sounds pretty interesting. It's about a teen girl who comes from a long line of Indian matchmakers, and then she decides to start doing like matchmaking. I almost wonder if this was inspired by Emma by Jane Austen, because it sounds kind of like a modernized take on it. But yeah, this sounded really interesting, and Novel had a thing where you could like request to be sent a copy for review, so thank you so much to the Novel, and they sent me like a cool bookmark. Stay bookish. Yay, awesome. So yeah, I will be reading and reviewing that sometime very soon, and this is coming out September 19th if y'all are interested. Then I have two packages from Harlequin. I assume these are probably both for Instagram promotions that I joined. Okay, let's see what's in here. Oh, yay. Okay, I'm actually reading this right now, so perfect. So this is Coming Home for Christmas by Rayanne Thane. I actually think I was being sent this one from Little Bird Publicity. Yeah, okay, so this is not from Harlequin Publicity Team. This one is actually from Little Bird Publicity. I agreed to review this. I have the Neck Alley arc. I'm currently reading it, and I'm enjoying it. It's high angst. It's like a Christmas second chance romance. It is pretty intense with like a lot of angst, but I am liking it a whole lot, and it's so pretty. I mean, look at that cover. It's really beautiful. So this is coming out on September 24th if you guys are interested, and I will be talking about it in my wrap-up. I'm sure I'm going to finish it by the end. I'm currently filming this at like the very end of August, so I will link my August wrap-up up above if you want to hear my thoughts on this book, because I should be done by then and have a review there. But yeah, thank you so much to Harlequin and Little Bird Publicity for sending me a copy. It's really pretty. I'm excited, so I'll have to take a picture of this for Instagram. That'll be fun. And we have this box. This, I'm assuming, is probably actually like Harlequin Publicity Team stuff for Instagram promotion. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yay! Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, so yeah, I love Sarah Morgan. I actually discovered her through the Harlequin Publicity Team, and she is a new favorite. This is A Wedding in December, which I also actually have a Neck Alley arc of, which I was about to start soon, so maybe I'll read this one. And this is a finished copy. It's so pretty. I'm so ready for all the Christmas things. I know it's a little early, but it's really beautiful. I just love everything by Sarah Morgan. I think this one is also coming out in late September. Let me check. September like 24th? Yeah, so this one's going on sale September 24th. And she just has been writing these wonderful sort of family women's fiction with some romance. I just really, really love her books a whole lot. Most of them have been 5 stars for me lately, so I'm very excited about this one. So I will definitely be reading this one in September. I'm very excited about it. Okay, cool. And then the last thing I wanted to share, I actually did open a bit ago a very small order from Book Outlet to share with you guys. I didn't buy a whole lot, but I have a few things in here that I'm excited about. And actually, shout out to you guys for making this happen. If you guys are new to Book Outlet, they have super discounted prices on books, and I have a referral link. It's like anybody who's on Book Outlet has access to referral links, but basically if you use my link, I get points towards a coupon where I can discount my purchase of books, and then I only have to pay for the tax and shipping, which is exactly what I did with this order. So thanks to some of you guys for trying out Book Outlet. Basically, if you do it, I get points, and you get $10 off your first order of $25 or more if you haven't used it before. So if you want to check it out, feel free. So yeah, this whole box cost me like $7 or $8, I think. But I will tell you the original prices of all of the books in case you are interested. Okay. Get my invoice out here so I can tell you what they all are. The first one is one that a lot of my friends have been really loving. This is Always Never Yours by Emily Wibberley and Austin Siegmund Broca. This is the second book of theirs that I own and have yet to read, and I feel kind of ashamed about it because it's been on my TBR a couple of times and I know I'm gonna love it. But they write YA contemporary romantic comedies and I know their second one is inspired by Shakespeare. I'm not sure if this one is or not, but I've heard it's really, really cute. They are a writing duo. They are a couple, and I think they're either about to get married or just got married, and they seem super cute. So this one was $6.49, which I thought was a really good price for that. Then I finally picked up the sequel to a book that I read and reviewed last year that I enjoyed. This is Lady Smoke by Laura Sebastian, the sequel to Ash Princess. I did really like Ash Princess. I gave it 4 stars and I am interested in continuing on with the series. And this was also $6.49 on Book Outlet, and it's really pretty too, like really pretty. And I do have a signed copy of the first one, so I'm happy to add this on and I'm hoping to pick it up relatively soon. I also picked up a book because one of my favorite authors, Susan Dennard, had talked about this and said it was really interesting in terms of thinking about the environment and like what we're doing to the environment. This is Pacifica by Kristen Simmons, and it was $3.29. I think this is like a post-apocalyptic thing. Global warming has made seas rise, and I don't know, it's YA. Sounded interesting. It was fairly inexpensive. And then the final thing that I picked up through Book Outlet this month is adding to a collection of mine at this point. This is another Ancient Magus Bride book, and this is a standalone known as The Golden Yarn by Kori Yamazaki. I've been really enjoying these, what I've read of them, and I've been kind of collecting them when I find them for inexpensive, and this one was only $4.89. And yeah, I've really been like, oh, this is interesting. I didn't realize. So this is actually a novel. Oh, that's interesting. Is it like short stories? Oh, I didn't even know, guys. Oh, this is exciting. It's a short story collection with like some pictures, but mostly, ooh, oh, this is fun. Okay, so I'm really happy to have this. I didn't even know what it was, but it looked cool, and now I'm really happy I have this. Okay, so there you go. Those are the 4 things that I picked up from Book Outlet this month. All right, so that is it. Those are all of the books that I have to share with you that I picked up in the month of August. I think at the very beginning of August, I had filmed a book haul, and then this is mostly August to early September. The only thing that I was maybe gonna wait for, and because I had so much book mail, I decided not to, was my adult book of the month subscription. So I have a couple books coming in that, but I'll just share it in my September book haul. It's fine. So yeah, that's it. Talk to me in the comments down below. Let me know any of your thoughts or feelings on any of the books that I hauled. Whatever you want to talk about. And let's see, for your question of the day, let me know, are you ready for Christmas novels? Like, do you like reading Christmas themed books? Is that a thing that you do? Because I'm really excited for it. Like, fall into Christmas is one of my favorite times of year, and I'm so ready for it. So let me know how you're feeling. Or is it too early? Or is it not something you're interested in? Let me know your thoughts. If you guys liked this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.